my YouTube beauties. Hope you're having a fabulous Sunday. I'm just chilling this weekend. I didn't do anything yesterday. I was in the house. It was raining all day. And I was gonna go to church, but I'm like, I did not feel like getting dressed and ready. Like the weekend is really for relaxation for me. If I don't have plans, I stayed home. Like I'm such a 30-year-old. Like if nobody, it's funny because my friend actually invited me out Friday, and I'm like, bitch, I don't feel like it. Like so, I'm looking at a mess. Ooh. So ladies, in the Brooklyn area is a man by the name of Corey McIntosh. He's sexy. It's a lot of sexy men with nice bodies. But he actually is a trainer, worldwide trainer. Please check his Instagram, Corey McIntosh. He's coming to Brooklyn, New York. And it's funny because I would always see his Instagram and I'm like, wow, that's such a motivation to work out because, you know, like usually they have trainers and stuff like that, but he's not just good looking, ladies. He's actually fun. You could tell on his Instagram he loves to have fun. His clients or whatever are having fun, and that's what I need in my life. Like I need somebody to motivate me and say get up and stuff like that. Because when you date a man who exercises, they don't never bring you to the. I mean, no, let me take that back. So my ex did take me to the gym. He did. But I just need that motivation. You know what I'm saying? Like he don't even go to the gym. We're friends, me and my ex. And he's not even going to the gym no more because he got 2 jobs and he's been really busy lately. I just need that motivation. I just need somebody to be like, wake up, it's time to go. Let's go. Like, I need that motivation. So, and he makes it look so fun and so easy. And I'm sure it's hard, but the benefits are what's important. So get that Instagram, ladies. Corey McIntosh is halfway sold out. The next one is not until September, which is a while from now, but I'm getting up on it. Hopefully the ticket is not too much money, but I'm hopping up on it because I need to start exercising. I'm 34. My body is great. I don't got no belly no more. Like I used to have a pot belly in 31. But I got a flat stomach and everything. But I want to stay like this. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to stay sexy. So I know I got to work at it. I don't want to be 40 and I got all this weight and I'm like, no, like I want to stay slim and trim. But I wanted to talk about a movie I just saw called Terror in the Family. Now, if you have YouTube, it's free with ads. And I wanted to talk about the mental health of teenagers. And clearly, she had a mental health issue. Now, this particular girl, she was bugged out. Her mother would tell her to clean her room. She wouldn't do it, so naturally the mother did it. She comes in the room and she starts messing up the furniture. She's starting to throw things. And so from the moment that I saw that in a movie, I'm like, okay, she got mental health issues because that's not normal. Somebody did the bed for you. It's okay to say, well, why you didn't have to do that? Why you do that? Nobody asked you. Even that's a little rude, but you don't sit there and take apart the comforter and you know what I mean? You don't do that. So I'm like, okay, shorty is a little weird. She, mental health. And then her mother confronted her about skipping school. She slaps her mother. I'm like, oh, hell no. There was no reason you should never slap your mother, but it's not like her mother slapped her or anything of that nature. So then they confront her about something else and she closes the door on her father's hand to the point that he had to get his finger was broken. He had to go to the emergency room. So it's like, that's crazy. And it's like, they always say never, but for me, my son is very disciplined. Like if he's even late for school, his school alerts me and lets me know. Like, I don't play with my son. And for me, I couldn't handle something like that. Like my son would have to go to juvie. And there are parents who send their kids to juvie and other parents judge them. But it's like, no, you can't have that in your household. As a woman, would you allow a man to hit you? No. So why would you, something that came out your vagina, or for people who had C-sections, out your belly, and you gonna let that child hit you? Hell no. And I wanted to talk about mental health in teenagers because that's more so what the problem was. Somebody confronts you, and the way she would react is, why are you yelling at me? Nobody's yelling. She's like basically trying to flip it. Then she threatened her father, and she was like, oh, who you think they're gonna believe? I'll tell them you try to rape me. Like, what, bitch? So luckily the brother called the police, and they put her in jail, as she should. And the parents felt bad, like, oh, bring her home, this and that. And the social worker and the judge was like, no, let her stay in jail, and y'all go to therapy. And so the movie ends on a positive note. The boyfriend actually was a bad influence. He was. And he wanted her to run away with him to California. And so in the end, she's like, no, I'm not going to do that. Everything is good now with my parents and stuff, and I'm going to stay. And the little brother, him being little, he wanted to run away with her. You know, he's just a kid. And she's like, no, you can't do that. And I think that's what really made her stay, because her little brother was like, you know, take me with you, you know, because that's his sister. He loved his sister. And I think that's what made her think like, nah, I can't just leave my family like that, you know. So it ended on a positive note. They went to therapy and stuff. But in a situation like that, I wanted to talk to my parents. If your child is throwing tantrums and hitting you, they need to be evaluated, okay? That is not normal behavior, especially if you know that you are in the right. All you doing is telling your child to clean basic stuff that she should be doing anyway. Clean your room. Go to school. You know, they just telling her basic stuff. And she's hitting, and they're throwing a temper tantrum. You may want to consider them being evaluated. You may want to consider them going on meds. I know a lot of people, you know, they want anti-meds and stuff. No, some people need medication. Okay? I've worked with people I know a lot of people who have mental health issues, and you would never know it because they take their meds. So meds are a positive thing. Don't let nobody tell you different. Now, when it comes to ADHD, the medicine has side effects because they say that in boys, they start to grow breasts and stuff. Listen, try to find out what's good for your child. Okay, some of these kids do need meds. Anytime a child, and adults too, if you confront somebody about something and they flying off the handle, that is not normal behavior. It's not. If I'm coming to you about something simple, I'm talking about something simple like let's give an example for a domestic violence situation, husband and wife. If you are a wife, let's say you was busy that day, let's say you are a housewife, let's throw it out there, and you come home and you was busy, maybe you had PTA, or maybe you just didn't get around to cooking, and he slaps you, and he is like yelling at you because you didn't cook, that's a mental health issue. He go from 0 to 100 in 2 seconds. That's not just, oh, he had a bad day. That is a mental health issue, ladies and gentlemen. And mental health is so serious. When I worked for City Air, which is under AmeriCorps, shout out to City Air, we used to have PT in the mornings, right? So we used to exercise in the mornings, and we used to read fast facts, as they call it. So one of the things I'll never forget, mind you, this is 2008, 2009, and I'll never forget an article that was read. It said 1 in 4 adults have mental health issues. Not 1 in 1,000, 1 in 4. So people who fly off the handle and you think they just got a bad temper, no, it's mental health. I'm telling y'all, it's deeper than just, oh, he had a bad day or she had a bad day. Anybody who's like overreacting to a situation and they're getting physical, you might want to consider them seeing a shrink. And there's nothing wrong with it. I cannot stress that enough. There is nothing wrong with seeking help if you need it, right? There's nothing wrong with medication if you need it. All right? I don't know why people feel like, oh, I'm going to just go to therapy and I'm going to be okay. No, some people need meds, and that's okay. It doesn't make you a bad person or a bad parent because you put your child on meds. If that's what they need, that's what they need. You have students who come to school and they be fine. There's one particular student that's in the school I work at. I swear to God, last year she was fine. And then something happened, and then this year she's off the hook. And I'm telling people, and they looking at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, yo, this girl, y'all don't understand. She was good last year. She wasn't perfect. But what it is she not taking her meds. I said, you see that? Medication is a positive thing. You know, I don't know how or why it became taboo for medication. Some people just need medication. That doesn't make you a bad person or something bad. You know, but watch Terror in the Family. It looks like it might be a Lifetime movie, but it's on YouTube. It's free. If it wasn't free, I wouldn't have watched it. But I have a saying, if it ain't free, it ain't for me. But it's a very good movie, and Shorty clearly has mental health issues, and they never tackled that in the movie. She had mental health issues. For her mother to come into the room and say, X, Y, and Z, you need to go to school, and she's hitting her, and then she threw something and breaking glass, and then what made the brother call the police is, I don't know if y'all remember, in the 90s there was a cord phone. She took the phone and hit her mother in the mouth. Like, that's a mental health issue. That's not a normal reaction, because they was like, she was coming home and she claimed that she was in math tutoring or whatever, doing math homework. So they like, well, let us see the homework. That's a normal question. She's like, you don't trust me? You don't trust me? Next thing you know, she slams the door in her father's hand. That's not normal behavior because somebody asked you to look at homework. That's not normal. It's not normal behavior, guys. It's not. So if you have a child acting like that, I know it couldn't be me. But if under the sound of my voice, if you are experiencing that with your teenage child, please get help. Please don't be going through that and then, no, get help, please. Before it turns in, before they put you in a grave. Or you have to defend yourself and now your child is dead because of self-defense. Don't let it get that far. Get them to help. Send them to juvie, because juvie does help. I know a lot of people who went to juvie and they doing better than me. Okay. Forget what you heard. Juvie does help. Children who go to juvie, they learn their lesson. Or if you got to send them to military school, listen, send them to private school. Send them to that. Do what you got to do to straighten up your kids and make them, a certain way. Do what you got to do. Don't be, it's a stigma. Oh, why you got to put them in a certain, just like I know what type of child I have. He's a good kid, but I know that if it wasn't for charter school, my son would not have the discipline that he has. Just keeping it real. I know what type of child I have. I know what type of child I was. And I needed private school to keep me in the straight and narrow. There's nothing wrong with that. That doesn't mean that your child is a bad child. They just need a little help. And there's nothing wrong with that. Mental health is so important, especially in teenagers. And those are my thoughts.